Okay, and welcome everyone. Get ready to rumble because it is the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. And well, hello everybody. Everyone say a nice big hello.
Hello.
A nice big hello.
Hello. So welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel, as well as the Slam Jam Wrestling Show YouTube channel over on YouTube. Smash the subscribe to whichever one you are on, and then head over to the other one and smash the subscribe here. So now, today we're going to have some fun and games. We are going to do some games. We are going to announce who is this week's Slam Jam Champion of the Week. It's been far too long. But also we're going to discuss some of the latest breaking news in WWE and AEW and all of the releases and well, maybe one of us, look, there's four of us, we may have a feast or fired match ourselves. So one of us will be champion, another one will be fired, and look, I've got a TNA shirt on. How about that? So, with this, say hello to the people. Dave.
Hello, people. I am Dave. I'm Dave Green. My wrestling shirt I've got today is one that says "Keep calm and super kick someone."
Amazing. That is really cool. Okay. Also, say hello to the people. Sarajit.
Hello, people. I don't think I'll be getting fired today because I'm already immune.
Wow. There we go.
Too much loyalty and respect.
After these three excellent examples, I can't wait to see. Asad, you don't have your camera on. What wrestling t-shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing the Extreme Improv t-shirt. Slam Jam is the best wrestling show in the entire universe t-shirt. Unfortunately, I can't show it, but that's what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, well, amazing. Do you know, I think, Asad, like we were just talking before we started the show, and you're saying about like how you haven't done as many shows recently. I think I actually did create a design for an OMG Asad sir shirt like 2 years ago. True story. And then you haven't done as many shows. So talking of t-shirts, I thought I'd share that with you. Now,
awesome.
Now, listen, guys. So there's been a lot happening in the world of professional wrestling, but like I said, we are going to determine, and we're going to talk about all of that, all of the releases. We're going to give our hot takes on what's been going on in the world of professional wrestling. But I did promise you guys that we would have something of a competition to decide who will be tonight's Slam Jam champion. So I have some questions, and they get progressively harder. So we're going to start with some easy ones. Oh, hang on. Well, first of all, before we get to the questions, I forgot it in our introductions round that normally I'd say you've got to give me a random wrestling trivia fact.
Oh, yeah.
And if it interests me enough, then I'll give you a bonus point. So we will start with that as that is part of the introductions round. So we'll go in the order we started with. Dave Green, do you have an interesting wrestling trivia fact to share?
Oh, you're making me think now and just suddenly thinking of one out of the blue like that, David. I mean, you're going to prep me for a bit. Let me think. Okay, I got one for you. Okay, so there was a tag team in the mid-2000s that was managed by Simon Dean. I don't remember him. And it was a tag team called the Gemini. And there used to be there was these two big bald wrestlers who appeared for about 4 or 5 weeks before they got released. So there was apparently some very big plans for them before plans obviously changed. And they released toy figures of these guys. They released them as a tag team set. Apparently, it's one of the biggest, most expensive blunders in terms of toy manufacturing for a team that didn't exist by the time that the toy came out. And it's apparently the most expensive sort of mistake or mishap in terms of predicting big things for one team and then just entirely changing plans and tack and all that sort of stuff. So, I don't know exactly what the title of it is, but it's something to do with like the most expensive loss of a toy that's out there. They just didn't sell many at all.
Wow, that's super interesting. Well, it's interesting just because, like, with what we are going to talk about a little bit later on, they have shown that there are unreleased WWE figures of like Top Dollar and people like this that got fired yesterday, and they've only been shown in concept art so far. And it's like, well, are they going to get released or not? And you know, if there's any prototypes out there, then that's definitely Matt Cardona territory, but they will be valuable. Definitely worth a bonus point there, Dave. Sarajit, do you have a random wrestling trivia fact to get a bonus point?
Yes, I do. Did you guys know that our very own Shanky Singh's last match as a WWE wrestler was in his own hometown in India? And that was against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship.
Against Gunter? Oh my word!
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That is definitely.
I would say I was live in the public. I was live in the audience, and for the first time, I was very very impressed by Shanky's performance. I mean, he went toe to toe with Gunther.
I wouldn't mind saying that.
I mean, we had the son of the soil and we had the son-in-law of the soil.
Wow. Okay. So, well, at least now, again, just to give the little bit of thing that relates to, who was it yesterday? Emma, like when they announced that, like Elimination Chamber or whatever it was. Is it Elimination Chamber? It's going to be in Sydney, not in Sydney, in Perth, in Australia. And she put out a tweet, was like, can't wait. And then 2 hours later, she was like, oops, well, I guess not. And that's heartbreaking to see. But so she didn't even get to have that last match in front of her hometown. But maybe they'll bring her back just to have a match there. Who knows? Anyway, Assad, do you have a random wrestling trivia fact for us?
Yes. So, you guys remember Jamie Noble used to have an on-screen girlfriend called Lydia?
Yeah. Nydia.
Yeah, Nydia. She is 44 years old now. Married with 2 children, and she is into culinary arts. And she's a chef now with no social media account whatsoever. And I know all of these things because I care.
Wow. Wait, hang on. You say you know these because you care. It sounds like you know because you've been trying really hard to stalk.
I care really hard, Nydia.
Well, actually, I know where it's been going wrong, Assad. You'd be like, where is she? Where is Lydia? Lydia, where are you? I cannot find.
I'm glad though you carried on though, because I didn't think your fact was going to be that she's 44 years old.
I think
44 years. Yeah, how could she do such a thing to us?
I think I know the exact point of time from where Assad started caring about Nydia.
That is also true.
Okay,
I believe that was from during 2004 the WWE draft. You know, when she took her shirt off.
She took her shirt off?
Yep.
I'm going to have to fact check this one, guys. No,
yeah,
okay.
Who's getting the point? Who is getting the point, David?
You are, Assad. You are.
I think you are. You're currently thinking of Nydia. You're definitely getting the point.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Right. So anyway,
we are what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you care about people. Okay.
Yeah.
You get one extra point.
So you're going to have to say buzz. I'm going to have to go. Normally, I'd say give a wave. For Assad, we can't see you. So if I rely on a wave, then you won't get very far. So you're going to have to say buzz if you want to buzz in. If there's a time delay on the stream, then well, that's your problem for wanting there to be a quiz. Right. So I'm going to ask you some wrestling trivia questions, and buzz in if you think you know the answer.
Okay.
Now these might all be quite easy, but we'll see what we can do. So, who won the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 2000 in a fatal 4-way match?
Buzz.
Yes, Assad.
Triple H.
Yes. And I think he retained, actually, didn't he?
I was about to say he retained it, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I'm just going by the questions that they've given me here. We can't trust these, right? But anyway, so Assad, you get the point. Question 2. What legendary wrestler returned? I think all of these questions are going to be bullshit, to be honest, guys. So we're going to have to deal with this. What legendary? I'll ask them as it comes up with. What legendary wrestler returned to WWF at WrestleMania 17 to face The Rock?
Buzz.
What?
Assad?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, like he returned from somewhere. He'd probably been there before. Yeah, exactly.
He returned from his constant week. He returned from Raw the week before.
Okay. At what WWE pay-per-view in 2001 was there an Inferno match?
Buzz.
Okay, Assad.
No Way Out.
Is not the answer.
Buzz.
Yes, Dave.
None of them.
None of them. You saying no pay-per-view in
No pay-per-view
2001
had an
had an
Inferno match in 2001.
Okay, well, I'm going to find this out. Don't blame me. Blame Chat GPT. It's the quick
Chat
way I can
GPT.
get-
That's the
Yeah.
the credible source you're going for.
Wait a minute. Okay, so we're going to find out the truth here. Right, we're going to find out if this is true. We're going to find out if this is true. Results. Singles match, tag team, hardcore. No, none of them had an Inferno match. Okay, so these answers may not be reliable. Dave, I'm going to give you a point because you were correct.
No,
None of
right.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's have a look. What faction did Kurt Angle join during the Invasion storyline?
Buzz.
Dave was first.
The Alliance.
Yes, he did. For a bonus point, can anyone give any alternative answer?
I'm sorry.
Team
what was the-
WWE.
Yes, Assad, I'll give you the point. He then defected. He was a double agent. Right, so who famously retired? Well, what? Okay, this question is completely wrong. I'll ask it anyway, and you see what you think. Who famously retired at WrestleMania 20 in 2004 and then made a return to WWE years later?
Buzz.
Go on.
Chris Benoit.
No.
Buzz.
God, you'll never get it. I
Buzz.
promise you. Go on, Assad.
Buzz. So it's WrestleMania 20. Has to be Goldberg.
No.
Buzz.
Brock
That's a
Lesnar.
really, do you know what? That I'm going to actually give you a point there, Assad, because that is a really clever answer. Also, I guess you could have gone with Brock, I suppose.
Yeah, Brock
Is that the
Lesnar.
answer?
Okay, Sarajit, what are you going to say?
The Rock.
No. But again, not a bad answer. A little bit too early for it to genuinely be The Rock. They claim it's The Undertaker.
What? Why?
Anyway, I needed to have vetted these first.
In which universe?
This is the
Yeah,
showing
okay, bear
that
with, bear with.
ChatGPT cannot do wrestling quizzes.
Oh, you should have seen yesterday when I did one on Geek Battle. It was even worse. Right. Oh my God. This is the most amazing question it's come up with yet. I'm just going to ask it and then we're going to move on. Right. And then I'll just pick some questions that make sense. It says, which female wrestler was known as the Lita during this era?
Buzz.
Buzz.
all of you? Lita.
Lita.
Yeah.
Lita.
Any
Okay.
humans?
Okay, what was the main event of WrestleMania 19?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Oh, Sarajit
Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar
is the correct answer.
for this WWE Championship.
For that
It
title,
was
yeah.
as well. Okay, who won the first ever Money in the Bank match?
Buzz.
Oh, Assad just
Edge.
is the correct answer. Good. Okay, it's coming up with some better
Good, yeah.
answers now.
He says that.
was no good. That was
Sighing.
no good. Okay, hang on, that was no good.
So I think the problem is in the prompt, David. You should type pretend that you're a wrestling geek and
Well,
then frame the question.
Which WWE wrestler starred in the 2006 movie See No Evil?
Buzz.
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 Assad
Kane.
is the correct answer. For a bonus point, anyone, can you tell me the name of the character he played?
No idea.
Oh, this
Sorry.
is a
Buzz.
Assad.
May 19th.
No. Yeah, good stab in the dark. It was Jacob Goodnight.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we've got here.
That's that's a great wrestler name, by the way. Jacob Goodnight. Yeah, knocking people out.
Kane's real name is Jacob, right?
Yeah, Glenn Jacobs. Right, so that's wrong as well. So who did Shawn Michaels face in his retirement match?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Assad.
Undertaker.
Yes. Okay, for a bonus point, who did Shawn Michaels face in his last match?
Buzz.
Buzz.
Dave.
Undertaker and Kane.
Yes, correct answer. And he was teamed with
Buzz.
go on, Assad.
Triple H DX.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm going to ask there's loads more questions. I'm going to ask another 3 or 4. Okay. This is incorrect as well.
Also, I have a question. If this is a ChatGPT generated thing, and ChatGPT is up at this September 21, right? I'm pretty sure the DX and Undertaker and Kane match happened way after 2021.
No, it didn't. 2021 was a pandemic.
That was in 2020. That was in 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay. Who won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match?
Buzz.
Dave.
Asuka.
Yes. And let's see. Let's get another one. Who was... Oh, I don't even know if that's correct. I'm not going to risk it. Right.
Do one more.
What was the finishing move used by all of Team Extreme?
Buzz.
Assad.
The Twist of Fate
is the correct answer. Yes, well done.
Also, Swanton Bomb. Oh no, Matt Hardy.
I know all of them used by all.
Not all of them. Matt Hardy never did it.
Matt Hardy couldn't do it. Right.
Couldn't
okay. What was unique about the ending of the pay-per-view New Year's Revolution in 2006?
Buzz.
Assad.
2006. Buzz. Edge cashed in on John Cena.
Yes, correct answer. Wow. Okay, you're on fire here, Assad. During this is perhaps incorrect as well.
It's the last one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. So, who holds the record for the longest reigning WWE champion of the 21st century?
Buzz.
Assad.
Of the 21st century. Okay, this is ChatGPT, so it can be tricky. Okay, since it's 2021 and earlier, so I'm gonna go with two answers. It's either going to be
one answer.
Okay, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is the answer. I'll accept. But you are correct in your suspicion. So, what did you think the answer would be?
Fuck, I don't know. CM Punk.
Yes, is correct. Okay, good. That will take us to the end of that round. Well done, guys. Well done. Now we'll go on to some other stuff soon enough. But now let's come on to our favorite part of the show, where we discuss what's happening in the wrestling world today. So there have been the cull, the mass cuts, the Black Thursday, as it's been known, all these kind of things, where loads of wrestlers were released yesterday. I've got the full list here, if it is indeed the full list, because it might be an old tweet. Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, Mustafa Ali, Elias. I'm sure I read a week ago he was already released, but anyway. Riddick Moss, Emma, Top Dollar, Aaliyah, and then from NXT, Dana Brooke, Mansoor, Mace, Dabba Kato, Ulisa Leo, I don't know who that is, to be honest, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez, Alexis Gray, and Brooklyn Barlow. Half of those ones, I don't know who they are, if I'm honest.
I think the highlight of this list is that Rifer Buzzington did not make the cut.
Yeah, was one. All I heard is Rifer Buzzington didn't make the cut. Everyone spoke at once. But Sarajit, go on.
I believe you missed Shanky.
Yes, I did actually. It's not on this list. This is something from WrestleMania, but it may be an old tweet. Because I think I read that 20 had been released.
Yeah, that's
I don't think there's quite 20 here.
Yeah.
But they also didn't mention that Ezekiel was released either. So there is that. What's our take on this? We can go through some of these one by one, or you can give me your initial take. The biggest name, obviously, is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a bit sick of everyone calling it, oh, it's Black Thursday or Black Wednesday or Black whatever day of the week it has to be that these cults happen. And it's just, it's unfortunately, it's part of the business design. They've got to save money from somewhere, and unfortunately, some talent has to be let go. You can't, as Tony Khan is currently showing, you can't just have a massive roster and expect everyone to be on the TV show and know who's going to be on there. But you've got to keep a roster, reasonably simple and fine-lined, and some people aren't going to make the cut, unfortunately. And
yeah.
And then when you got people like Dolph and Shelton haven't really been used at all in the last little while. What's the point of keeping them on? They might
How
as
can
well.
you not use Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin when they are already made? There's tons of stuff that you could still do with them.
Is there? What can you still do with them? They've done everything they can do. Dolph's done everything.
Yeah, he's
Dolph
a
hasn't done everything. Like
He's not won the WWE title, I think.
Yeah, he's not won the WWE
He's not
title.
won the Royal Rumble.
He's not won a Royal Rumble. He's not main evented a WrestleMania. There are things that they could they could have even done sort of like a storyline where it's going to be, well, like they did with Ric Flair, if you don't win this, then you're going to be out sort of thing. And he's like, but there's all these things on my checklist I still want to do. And he could go off them. Shelton Benjamin, it's just, he'll go down as someone that always had much more. Well, like everyone knows his potential, but it's like he was never a top guy, and he should have been.
Yeah. Well, I think for Dolph Ziggler, at least, I think this release is 8 years too late, I feel. 8 exact years is what I feel. It's 8 years too late. It should have happened 8 years ago in the year 2015.
Yeah.
That's the latest I'm talking about. It could have happened earlier. It would have been better. But 8 years...
Assad, I suddenly remembered that in terms of being a wrestling fan, you are kind of like ChatGPT, where you kind of gave up watching after 2015, right?
2014, 15, yeah, somewhere around that
there
time.
you go. So it's like,
but I'm pretty sure they didn't do anything significant with him, because I would have known, because I've been following the dirt sheets, or I have a little eye on it, but they've done nothing with him. So it's quite sad that 8 years of a man's prime in his career, it's a total waste. So yeah.
A year ago, though, like at WrestleMania weekend, he was NXT champion, and I thought that was a way of elevating NXT, because when you think about WWECW for the time period it was around, they did move like Kurt Angle and Big Show and Benoit and a few people there, where it's like, well, if you're not going to be in the WWE title picture, you can be going for the ECW title. And they, I thought that's what they were going to start doing with NXT. And like the whole fact Becky Lynch is the NXT Women's Champion, it's like they've got another brand they can shift some of them to. And that way, when there's some of the new guys, if they're like Bron Breakker was wrestling Ziggler and stuff like this, is how you can get some of the younger guys over.
Yeah, but they have tried this before with ECW, right? And I'm pretty sure Kristen being ECW champion didn't do much for Kristen. It just didn't make sense at all.
Christian is an interesting one, though, as an example, just because he was the one that was like, I can't remember, was he ECW champion before he went to TNA or after?
After.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's gone. He's back. Right, yeah, he was ECW. So he went to TNA, and even though he came back, he was one of the few people that ever went from TNA to WWE. And they kind of, he was the Jannetty of the team, unfortunately. And so he was never going to be pushed as the main guy.
It's just one of those sort of things where there's only so much you can do with such a huge amount of people that are on there. And I'm not saying he's not good at what he could do, and that the potential is there to do that sort of thing. But I think nowadays now you can't really see him going after Roman Reigns and the title. It's not really in the cards, is it? So it's just one of those. I'm sure like years ago he's been trying to get released anyway. He wanted to go and do stand up and all that sort of stuff.
Well, Ziggler was trying to get released.
He's been saying for ages. It was years ago. He was sort of like holding out to signing a new deal and all this sort of stuff, and the rumors that he wanted to do stand up as a living and things like that. And then suddenly, I've got the new 3-year deal.
The interesting thing, the next one on the list, Mustafa Ali, he did actually ask for his release.
Yeah. I said this in the chat because he was the first one to say he's no longer with WWE on the day, and I said I think this might be something to do with his current story he's doing on NXT, where he's this sort of delusional guy that's having this thing, and he said he's going to show up on Raw this week to sort of protest against the fact that the Dragon Lee's gotten this title shot before him and all that stuff. So I actually thought it was going to be part of the story, but apparently not.
Yeah. So. Okay, let me just you brought up a good point there. Guys, I'm going to get into another of my famous wrestling conspiracy theories. Did you guys notice that everyone who was fired didn't say I was released? They didn't say I was fired. All of them were just writing, I am no longer with WWE. What is with that wording? It was weird. I've never heard someone just put that before.
No,
That they
Emma
all were.
literally said she got released.
But then she said it was like, I am no longer with WWE. Look, if I have to look them up.
I'm no longer with WWE because I just got released.
But it was weird wording. You know, it was like, I am no longer with WWE. The next one, I am no longer with WWE.
That's what threw me at
I think
first.
that's the PR way of dealing with things. I think their managers would be like, to maintain cordial relationships with the company. Basically, I think it's all about that.
Yeah.
Riddick Moss's one was the funniest though, where he replied to that thing by Sean Ross Sapp or someone like that on there saying, "Oh, we've been released," and saying, "Wait, are you kidding me? I didn't even answer the phone."
Who was that? I keep forgetting the guy's name. He got fired for a terrible joke that he made live on air. I think it was a basketball joke about some woman in a hotel or something. And the guy got fired because of that comment. And he went on to Twitter to take shots at WWE. And then his Twitter account got banned as well. I keep forgetting the guy's name. Yeah, he was a manager.
Are you think Stokely Hathaway?
Who?
I'm asking you. Are you? He was. What was he known as? He's a Stokely Hathaway now, but what was he known as in WWE? He's a comedian. He did a lot of stand-up stuff.
I think so. I think so. I don't remember.
He said something along the lines of, you can do all sorts of things you want to do and things like that, but if you're in NXT UK, they'll still give you a title shot against Ilya Dragunov.
No. I think he made a joke that so the guy that he was managing. So he said that the guy, that I'm managing.
Malcolm Bivens.
Yeah, let's look it up.
Oh, or is it? Are you thinking of Leo Rush?
No.
Lashley's
so this guy is totally unstoppable, like a basketball player in a Colorado hotel.
Oh, now I think about it. Yes, no, I'm trying to think who it was. Yes, that rings a bell. Oh, who was it? That's
I think it was
yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
A Brian joke or a LeBron James joke, I'm not sure.
I know who you're talking about now. Did he?
It was a really disgraceful joke, and he got fired because of that.
Didn't he? Did he? He was. He had a mic. On his,
right. He had a mic.
Name. I remember him from. He was on NXT for a little while. I think he was managing the Primetime Players. I think.
Primetime Players.
I think he was managing them. I think that's who he was managing. And he had like a thing on there. He did like a talk show thing on NXT, like really early doors, or maybe it was ECW, WWE, ECW, maybe. Oh, what was his name? It was like an amalgamation of two like presidential names. Oh, what's his name?
Washington.
This is riveting viewing, by the way. This is great.
Yeah, I know. Whoever gets this definitely gets a point.
Oh, what's his name?
Abraham Washington.
Yes.
There you go. Sorry, you get the point.
Yes.
You get the point for your own question, Assad. Well done.
Okay. Right. So good. I'm glad we've come to that. I don't know if I'll look up the offending tweet though. Okay. So what? Who else do you think is one of the questions? I guess like who else was a big loss for them, or where do we see any of these guys going? I mean, Tony Khan must have been like full boner all of yesterday. I'm just going to say.
If he's learned anything over the last year, it's just to hold out a little bit and not just snap everybody up. Because I don't see anybody on that list really making any difference in AEW. For me, the most valuable,
except for one name.
Well, okay, I'm not just saying about me, but for me,
so I think between
hang on, Assad, hang on. The only guy that's on that list that I think's got any sort of value is Mustafa Ali. I think he has got untapped potential, but I don't see him going to AEW. I see him going to Impact or something like that, or maybe even New Japan, something like that. Yeah, just to sort of because there are other places other than AEW. Sorry. Anyway, Assad, what were you going to say?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm sorry, Dave. I think the voices come to my end fairly faster than it comes to yours. So I think when you're done talking, I feel that now is the time for me to talk. But then clearly you're not done talking. So I think there's a delay in the stream. I think. Yeah. So I was saying that between Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin. I think Tony Khan will go for Shelton Benjamin. I think.
Tony Khan's gonna hire half of this list within the next 6 months. Like, I think anyone who's done something, he will end up taking. I think Elias is primed for Impact Wrestling, though.
Yeah,
I don't know how they'd repackage Elias, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. But I think he's definitely taking Dolph Ziggler. He's definitely taking Shelton Benjamin. I think Emma is going to turn up with, I forget even what her real name is. Like, I know there was an opportunity before, but I think a lot of these will come up. Mustafa Ali will come up. Moss, maybe. I don't know about Top Dollar, because didn't he sort of burn a bridge with Tony Khan a few months ago? Wasn't that a thing?
Wasn't he like going off on socials at the Young Bucks about something? I can't remember what it was.
Well, something like, it's like, I'm WWE forever, like you're like the minor leagues, and then he got released. But then he got rehired, so.
And then got released again.
Yeah.
I saw someone posting saying they wanted to see him back with Swerve in AEW, and I just went, no chance, mate.
The only person to be released within a span of 1 year.
I think Dolph Ziggler is not going to sign with any company whatsoever. I think he's going to be a free agent making appearances for all companies. Like small things that he's going to do across all promotions. Small like appearance based and project based contracts with all companies. And I think he's going to transition onto a different career altogether. I think that's going to be stand-up comedy.
I think if he does do like any wrestling, he might do what Matt Cardona's done and do like that sort of thing and go into like the indies and sort of almost reinventing himself a little. If he wants to do that, though, that's just the fashion's there to do it.
I'm pretty sure. I think he's exhausted to a point where he won't do that anymore. You know.
Yeah.
They've milked him entirely. He's not in his prime anymore. I mean, it's quite sad to say that he's not in his prime anymore, but he isn't. And there's so much saturation, so many wrestlers, so many promotions, so many names. He's gonna be lost in the mix. So he might as well, come do his thing, go away, and then do everything everywhere all at once, basically.
I mean, I think Ziggler is going to be in AEW, and he's going to be going after the world title, and it's going to be that WWE never used him where he should be used as much, and it could be they end up in Ring of Honor as well. But I think they're going, and I think he'll end up doing some New Japan stuff. I think Ziggler is going to be on a little bit of a mission to show that, oh, look, I can be the real main event and stuff.
Yeah, but how many people have we seen in AEW that felt as if they're going to be big stars in AEW, but they are like lost causes in AEW, and they're not doing much, and they're not even close to being in the main world title picture.
Well, okay, so I'm going to screen share now, because it's about time we started doing some of these screen share stuff. So, like, of all of the people released, Dwayne Johnson decided to focus on Ziggler, and he shared this, and it's a really good image for from Sports Skeeter originally shared it. 1,554 TV matches for WWE, apparently the third most in WWE history, which is incredible. 2-time world champion, 1-time NXT champion, 6-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time US champion, 4-time tag, and 1-time Money in the Bank winner. I really think he probably feels like, okay, this is like maybe a bit like Matt Cardona, where it's like, right, I'm going to go everywhere and everyone's going to book me as this huge star.
So I have a question. Who are the first two with the most matches in WWE?
That is a good question. I don't know. Most TV matches.
It could either be Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan or Kane and Hulk Hogan.
No way.
No, I don't think so.
It could be Kane. It's got to be someone that's been there a very long time.
Yeah, Kane and Hulk Hogan.
No, it's not going to be Hulk Hogan.
No. It was not television matches, definitely not. It was never on television. It was on pay-per-views.
Yeah. Right, who has had the most matches in WWE? Well, wasn't there like a thing actually where it was like
Randy Orton? What about Randy Orton?
Yeah, Randy Orton's a possibility. Who's had the most matches in WWE?
Kane and Shawn Michaels has to be on that list, right?
Randy Orton's had the most pay-per-view matches in history, apparently.
Yeah.
Randy Orton has the highest pay-per-view matches.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Randy Orton has the highest pay-per-view matches.
Gav is in the comments and he suggests Edge. I don't think it can be Edge either.
No,
He
it
had,
can't.
he had such a long period away.
Kofi, maybe?
Maybe.
Again, whoever gets this, whoever gets
more modern
this is turned into a really weird quiz.
Guys, how about the Miz? How about the Miz?
It's
Not
Kane.
impossible.
Is it?
Okay, I was going to say this has turned into this really weird quiz where someone poses a question that none of us know the answer to.
It's the Big Red Machine Kane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Kane and Shawn Michaels.
Well,
No,
I
it's
said
only
Kane.
Kane.
I'm taking the
Two
point for
matches.
myself.
Oh, yeah. Here we are. Yes, you're right. I found it. Thesportster.com.
Monster.com?
Thesportster.com.
So, do you have a list?
I think Sergio's found the same list I have.
Well, so who's in the list?
Number 10 is okay. Well, this is a bit weird because this says it's actually this one says the WWE 10 WWE champions with the most matches in the company. So it's probably not exactly right, but we might get nearer the answer. So 10 is Sheamus.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Shawn Michaels. Number 8 is The Miz. Number 7 is Triple H. Number 6 is Kofi Kingston.
Oh.
Number 5 is The Undertaker. 4 is Cena. 3 is Big Show. 2 is Randy Orton, and number 1 is Kane.
I have the actual list here. So this is the Internet Wrestling Database, and Dolph Ziggler is listed at number 3 with 1554.
Okay.
So I'll give you the top 10. In fact, let's make this the next round. So I'll go to each of you, and you get like a guess.
Ooh, okay.
And if you guess someone that's in the top 10, obviously not including Ziggler, because we've confirmed that one. So Assad, can you name someone that's in the top 10 of having the most
WWF? Dave just listed 10 people. This is so easy now.
Give us one of the 10.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston.
Is in there, and I'll tell you their position as we go through it. He's position number 4.
7.
Oh, I was close.
4.
Yeah.
Number 4, wow.
Sarajit, who would you like to guess? Kane, as I said, I'm giving myself a point, is number 1 with 1,820 matches.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 1 on the list. Dave, who are you going to guess?
I think we have to go with Randy Orton.
Okay, so top 10. Randy Orton is number 5 on the list, 1,491 matches. Assad, back to you.
Go with Big Show.
Big Show, Paul White is number 2 on the list.
Oh my God.
562.
Wow.
Yeah.
562. That's like only 6 matches from...
Yeah,
6 matches from Big Show?
Who'd have thought of all the people, the two with the most biggest work rate in the entire company the last number of years is Kane and Big Show.
Kane and Big Show.
Well, Kane, it's easy though, because Kane was Isaac Yankem and Diesel. So he's been there since about 1993.
Are we talking them too as well? Are we talking
it has to count them. It has to count them. Imagine if it didn't. I would be super pissed.
Right, just imagine, like, how long do you have to be there to be the highest record holder? I don't think this 1,800 matches is going to be broken by anyone anytime soon.
No.
Well, we'll see. Okay, Sarajit, who's your next guess?
R-Truth.
R-Truth is number 10 on the list. You're correct. Okay, so well done. And that's
you were staring down your hands for a little while there, Sarajit.
Are we calling foul? Are we calling foul?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm actually looking at my WhatsApp right now.
What? You're on WhatsApp to R-Truth.
Someone said.
Yeah.
There's actually an issue going on inside my apartment, so we were having a group discussion over that also. Some outsider guy parked their car inside.
I'm very kidding, Sergey. No, I wasn't being serious.
Dave.
All right, I will go with Cena.
John Cena is number 8, 1,421.
And
So
according to the wrestling database, I need to know at what number Shawn Michaels is on.
He's
Okay,
not
well,
even
Okay,
in the top 10.
well, guess
I'll
Shawn
look
Michaels,
for
then.
that, but
You have to guess who's in the top 10.
yeah, like give me your next guess at the same time, Assad. I'll try to scan through.
I'll go with Triple H.
Triple H is not in the top 10.
Oh,
I'm really surprised by that. Yeah,
Oh.
he's not in the top 10. Let's have a look. Is not in the top 20.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That is super surprising.
But you have to remember that the way they do television now, it's just so much more. There's so much more of it in the last while. What was it would have mostly been on Raw for a lot of that time before SmackDown came
true.
in, and then
Yeah.
the else came in. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so let me see who we haven't guessed yet.
we've got 3 left.
Is there 3 left? Does
Yeah.
that include Ziggler, though?
No, that's not including Ziggler. So we would
Okay,
have had
so
3
who's giving the next guess? Sarajit.
Edge.
Edge is not on the list.
Oh, okay. I was going to pick Edge.
The Miz.
Okay.
Well, no one's picked him so far, despite the fact that Assad keeps asking where he is. Shawn Michaels is my next guess.
No, he's not on the list.
Oh, what?
Oh, you could have guessed that one because I said I'd have to scan through and find it.
Yeah.
So I tried to spot where
Miz.
Shawn Michaels is, but
The Miz.
The old days of the jobber matches and things.
guys, you'll be shocked by this. Okay, so my next question is, where do you think Shawn Michaels is on the list? So
31.
what did you say, Assad?
31.
31. Sarajit, where do you think Shawn Michaels is on the list?
Number 15, I believe.
Okay, and Dave, where do you think Shawn Michaels is?
I'll go with 37.
Oh, so what did you say, Assad? 31.
31.
Oh, Dave, I'm going to give you the point. You were the closest because he is number 46.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but okay. So let's see how revealing this is because there might be loads of people that have got very similar numbers. So 46 with 685 matches. That's insane.
What?
I mean,
Television matches, though,
I
isn't
don't
it?
think
TV
that's
matches.
accurate.
this is obviously where they got the Ziggler number from.
Mm.
I think it probably is accurate for this reasoning. So you think throughout the before Monday Night Raw, was it Wrestling Challenge? What was the weekly show?
Yeah,
Saturday
Superstar
night.
Wrestling Challenge. and all that.
Superstars Wrestling Challenge.
Yeah.
So it was
Prime time.
that was probably like an hour show.
Mm.
It would have been an hour show. Not many people would have had matches.
And
so
correct-
Monday Night Raw ran for years before we even had SmackDown. By the time we had SmackDown, Michaels was not wrestling. Michaels came back about 2005, 2004, 2005.
Earlier than that,
Oh,
but yeah.
2002. You're right. You are right. 2002. And yeah, he didn't wrestle every week. So there we go. That's how it happens.
And these are TV matches, correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yes, they are TV
Yeah,
matches.
that's it, yeah.
Like
I
if
think
you
his
go,
first match after returning was at SummerSlam
yes,
with Triple H.
again, yes, indeed. Right. Okay.
Right.
So
Who's next?
Sean had the Heartbreak Hotel as well, says Gav, which is very true. So sometimes you'd be on TV and you didn't need to have matches. Okay, so I forget who we're going to. Assad, it's your guess next.
Damn. Let's see. The Undertaker.
Is not on the list.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you, Undertaker is at number 17 with 1,064. Okay, so there's 3 left.
Oh.
You
Hang
can't.
on,
It's not your
okay.
turn to guess. It's not your turn to guess. Remember.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Okay, Sarajit.
Kofi Kingston.
I've already guessed him.
We already guessed that.
Okay.
Do you want another guess, Sarajit? Because we've already got that one.
I'll pass.
Okay, Dave.
Oh, right. Who else?
I'll tell you this. After this round, we'll go round one more time because we could be here a long time.
Yeah, I'm about to say maybe just do the last round of this one, maybe. What's his name? I've forgotten his name. Oh, you know what? We're all talking about men. There could be a woman in there, maybe somewhere. Is there Becky Lynch?
No, it's not in there. Okay, something I did remember, which I don't know if I actually said it out loud yet. I can tell you that the highest ranked woman is at number 11
Oh, okay.
and is Natty Neidhart.
Oh, of course it would be. Yes.
Yeah, I think that there was a big thing about that.
She'll get Guinness World Record. Yeah,
yeah. I think she got the Guinness Book of World Record for that.
Yeah.
She must be super pissed if that superstar spectacle wasn't on TV though, because she wrestled twice. Right, but okay. Right. Last round where you'll guess this.
Really quick fire.
What's hard?
Five. Four.
Let's go for Lita.
No. Highest ranked woman was Natalia at number 11. Okay.
So I'll go with I think
5, 4.
Have you guessed Miss?
Who?
Miz. Have you guessed Miz?
Oh, Miz.
Miz is on the list. I will give you the point. 1,490.
Matches. Wow, that's a lot of matches. Yeah.
Okay, so Sarajit, last guess.
I have a question. What number is Miz on?
Number 6.
Wow. Okay.
I'll probably go with Seth freaking Rollins.
Is on the list at number 9. Seth has had 1,237. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, well done, Sarajit. Dave, last guess.
600 more matches out of him, and he's going to beat Kane's record.
Is there just one left to guess as well?
Yes, yeah, this is mine.
Comes down to this, Dave. No pressure.
I should have said this earlier because it was the first on the list I read out. Sheamus
is the correct answer. Well done. Well done, guys. Really good job there. Wow. Okay, so I won't read the number of matches for each of them, but just to go over the list in order from 1 to 10, and then I might tell you some of the next 10. Kane at number 1. Paul White, Big Show at number 2, Dolph Ziggler at number 3, Kofi at number 4, Orton at number 5, Miz at number 6, Sheamus at number 7, John Cena at number 8, Seth Rollins number 9, R-Truth at number 10. Progressing on from that, just to give you the next 10, Natty Neidhart is at 11, Jimmy Uso is at number 12, which is surprising. Cody Rhodes at number 13, which again is surprising considering he had a few years away. Jericho at number 14. Surprised no one even guessed that one. Jey Uso at number 15. Cesaro at number 16. Undertaker at number 17. Roman Reigns number 18. Matt Hardy at number 19. And I don't think any of you would ever guess who is at number 20 in a million years.
Gilbert.
No, good guess. About as talented. But I'll tell you. It's Jake Hager. Jack Swagger has had number 20. We've been subjected to 1,014 Jack Swagger matches.
The guy who MMA was jerking off.
Yeah, that Bellator was jerking him off in the cage. Unbelievable. Okay, good. So that will kind of do for our next sort of game or quiz round. Let's see what else there is in terms of like breaking news or things to react to. I don't know if I'm sure all of you may have seen it. What do you make of John Moxley's injury against Ray Fenix? Now there's a bunch of stuff to talk around this on Dynamite, losing the AEW international title when he wasn't supposed to. Now, if you haven't seen it, guys, if you don't particularly follow AEW, let me tell you a couple of my thoughts of the significance of this. Orange Cassidy had this legendary run as AEW International Champion, usually wrestled the first match on Dynamite pretty much every week. And it was this big thing. He finally dropped the belt at the main event of All Out. And obviously the main event of All Out was probably going to be CM Punk and Ricky Starks. And when that wasn't happening, Moxley once again was, every time there's a problem, they put Moxley in the main event. And against Orange Cassidy, and they had this great match a couple of weeks ago at All Out, and Moxley takes the championship. And 2 weeks later, he loses it when he definitely wasn't supposed to, and now Ray Fenix is the international champion. But when there's been debate and discussion saying that Moxley actually initially got injured right at the beginning of the match. When you see where he didn't kick out, that can't have helped matters. because he was dropped on his head. And to me, it was not exactly the same. It wasn't quite a sit-down tombstone, but it was basically that. And it's like it rang bells of when Austin had his neck broke. I've said a lot. You guys give me some thoughts.
I was following this sort of story for a while because the story going into this match was they took Phoenix out of action before Wembley, and I thought they were going to keep him off TV for a little longer so that they could do sort of like a challenge for the next pay-per-view, maybe Wrestle Dream or something for him. So I was a bit surprised to see this is happening so quickly. But yeah, it's very clear in my opinion that Moxley had his head on the like a sandwich between him and Phoenix when they did that dive. And it's unfortunate that it's the referee Rick Knox. He's been held accountable quite a lot of it because there was another clip of another match where someone got injured in a 4-way tag on Dynamite years ago. I think it was one of the Dark Order guys, and he got his bell rung during that match. And Rick Knox is not helping him at all, trying to get out of the ring, not calling medical or anything like that. The guy's just laying in the ring while these 3 other teams are doing moves all the way around him before they finally. Like someone tags him out, or he has to do another spot for something, and all that sort of stuff. So, and Rick Knox is the guy that's in there, not calling for assistance, which is what he did in this one as well. And that whole thing of, it's with I don't know if anyone did actually manage to watch Stevie Richards' video about the thing and about the whole situation, him calling a guy out, saying that if you're a referee in a match and if someone doesn't kick out, you've got to allow the fact that it's the wrestler's fault, not yours. And I was a friend of mine, who's a acquaintance of mine, who's a referee in Brit Wrestling. He always told me that when you're in there, and certainly when you're first starting doing it, you have to call the match like a shoot, like it's actually happening. Yeah. You have to, and if wrestlers are going to take the piss out of you, you have to be the person.
What was that famous? Sorry to interrupt. What was that famous match in WWE where there was Daniel Bryan and Ted DiBiase, Cody Rhodes? Have you heard this story? Cody Rhodes has told me a couple of times.
And the guy,
someone didn't kick, Ted DiBiase Jr. didn't kick out, and the ref had to count it. Yeah, I do agree with that thought.
A lot. I think because there's so much freedom in AEW stuff with the wrestlers that a lot of the referees might be seemed a little bit worried about doing that, but I think there must have been miscommunication because I think Moxley must have said at some point in this match, I'm injured, you've got to win this match, so do this bit and I'll stay down. So you can see him he's sitting there, he's challenging Knox to keep counting. Knox doesn't do it, and you can see the next bit, you can see Moxley shouting "fuck you" at him, and then I'm going to go up and do the spot again.
Do you know what, actually,
the pile driver was the worst of the two, without a doubt. The second one was horrid.
Oh, I can't play it. I'm trying to find clips, and I'm going to try to very carefully so that we can review some of these moments. But there is the clip here where he does say that about your flips or whatever. First of all, let me show you this because I do have it here. The initial thing. Now, guys, I debuted this yesterday on Geek Battle, so I'm just going to bring up my anti what do I call it? My anti-copyright strike shield. And so when I share this, hopefully this means that they can't.
Oh yes, it is the Justice League. Okay.
Yeah, can you see that?
I could when you took the picture away. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So if I play this, I might still get slapped on the wrist for showing this, but we should be able to see the clip, and hopefully it won't just automatically cause a claim. So here we see Phoenix. Oops, is it going to play? He just goes like this, and he blasts down Moxley. Now, what do you make of this? Oh, if I can rewind it like this. So can I actually put it in slow? Because that would be great.
Unfortunately, a move like this, it's unfortunately comes to the territory. So I can't blame either of them for this going wrong because you've seen multiple dives get either caught badly or not, or missed, and all that.
But look at that! Just the position of Moxley, though, he really doesn't stand a chance. Look at his head already. His head is tight against his shoulder.
Yeah,
and so he's just sandwiched there.
There's tons of. I think there's a lot of these that have. It's unfortunately it's an accident in that.
I think the initial contact was enough for the concussion.
Yeah,
could have been. Yeah, a good point.
This must be
because his head never touched the floor.
I think it does there.
It does.
Yeah.
But the next shot
is up.
The next shot is Moxley looking completely out of it, and it's really clear his bell's rung at that point. He's
Look
obviously
at him. Yeah.
It's he's still able to carry on with the match, right? Like bless him, because but he is like, yeah, you can see Phoenix is like checking him, saying, "You okay?" It's like,
And Moxley's like, no.
like I don't know.
Moxley's like, I want to go back to WWE.
Yeah. Well, like Moxley there, he's like saying, like, Seth, tag me out. You know, he's in a different realm. Okay, so let's take off the shield. Oh my god, I need to change this graphic. It's got to have the shield on it, doesn't it? Forget the Justice League. I'll update that with the shield. I'll see if I can find the other offending clip. Just because there's a few of it. We'll see how badly I get copyright struck or whatever.
Just obviously, it's just with pile drivers and things like that. They've got to be so bloody careful on that. And that pile driver of Phoenix is really lethal looking, and I just really hope it wasn't a bad thing. Apparently, by all the reports seem to say it's a mild concussion and Moxley's okay, and said either way. But I hope just give him some time off. He needs some time off.
You know, the interesting thing where you mentioned about like the Stevie Richards video is because I know there's been a thing about that he got a copyright strike coincidentally. And the interesting thing is I'm finding it really difficult to actually find the ending of the match. So I think if AEW don't want people going, here's one, but it's like a fan camera.
Yeah.
So we'll look at it here, but it's not the TV footage.
Oh, it should be all right then.
Yeah, let's bring this up here.
If it's a fan footage, then I don't think there's a problem of copyright.
Should be a problem with them.
Well, it shouldn't be, but technically they shouldn't have been filming, so they could still claim it. So as we can see here, this is the first. It has to be. So look, it's just such a dangerous move.
Yeah.
And so, like, when he goes for the cover here, this is the first one.
That's it. So I'm pretty sure as he's down, he is saying to the referee, count me down. And he just goes, oh, it's a 2 count. I hate it when that happens.
What do you... Okay, so you just have to do something in the moment. What do you make of the fact that he didn't just... He could have hit an elbow smash and then an elbow drop and then gone for the cover. Why pick him up for the same move?
Whoever said do it again, like I'm not even convinced. I know Steve Richards thinks that that Moxley said to do it again, but I'm not sure he did. I think it might have been just a natural thing for Phoenix to just gone right. Let's just do it again or something.
Yeah.
But it's a bit silly of Phoenix as well to be like grabbing him one by the neck and then holding him by the neck, driving him down with the neck, and then folding him over. That's pretty careless of his part, and that's coming from a Phoenix fan that I am. So I'm a little disappointed in him with that one. But it's heat at the moment at the end of the day, and these guys,
absolutely,
they know what they're doing, and it's ezy for us to sit here and criticize. We're not in there and doing it, so it's very easy for everyone to criticize them. And as I say, there's hopefully Moxley is okay, but maybe this is a little wake up call to say, right, give him some time off because he's well overdue it after everything that happened last year with Punk and everything. He's well overdue a vacation.
Wasn't there the whole thing that, like, because I can't even quite remember this, when Moxley had to come back after All Out, and then suddenly it was like, oh, Moxley was going to be on holiday.
He literally said, I was supposed to be on vacation in his promo.
And I don't know if he's ever actually had that vacation since.
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has. And, well, one of the interesting things that this makes me think is that AEW as the alternative to WWE, I think that bit by bit, some of the things where AEW is supposed to
Sorry, did Sarajit just go?
Oh, really? Sarajit, you don't watch AEW, so how could you say this?
Of course, it's the alternative.
Yeah. Well, I'm still Team TNA here. Like, so anyway.
So was WCW, so was TNA, so was Impact Wrestling.
No, we're not saying it's the same level, Sarajit. We're saying it's an alternative.
Yeah,
like the closest to an alternative we've had for years.
Yeah, as the alternative to WWE. As the alternative to WWE, there's certain things where it's like, this is how AEW is different, and some of it was that they do moves that WWE don't do and stuff like this. And then a couple of months ago, even though I don't know if it was a lie or something, there was supposedly a list of that they're now starting to ban moves, and obviously one of the other things. So it's like, well, perhaps WWE banned these moves for a reason. And then obviously everything with CM Punk that's gone on, and it's like, well, perhaps and then all these stories of Tony Khan just ghosting people. It's like, well, perhaps this was the reason why WWE did have John Laurinaitis or Jim Ross or Bruce Pritchard or whoever, so that he could delegate some of these things, where it always sounded like, well, he's got his yes men and that. And it feels like the longer AEW is going on, the more we're seeing that there was actually some reasons for why WWE does things the way they do it.
AEW was more focusing on WWE, but AEW was more focusing on copying ECW.
What, AEW?
Yep.
The
Bloodbath
weird thing,
matches.
AEW to me, it feels like a blend of. I don't see a ton of ECW in AEW except for probably like the Moxley stuff. Beyond that, it feels like at times they're trying to be WCW, at times they're trying to be NXT, at times they're just they basically, and they now own Ring of Honor. I feel like AEW,
Jack of all trades, master of nothing.
well, maybe, but like the interesting thing is that like early on it was like there was going to be the big focus on homegrown talent, and they're not going to do what TNA did and hire a load of WWE guys, and inevitably they have, because everyone always does. But it's just interesting that I think that as time goes on, a lot of the ways in which they were going to be different than WWE, they're seeing that there's, or different than what TNA did. They end up like the whole sports-based presentation and the ranking has been absolutely meaningless, you know. And I hated it, like even with TNA. When TNA started, I used to go on like the website, and like there'd be. Did any of you guys ever see like the Q&A with Mike Tenay, where like fans would send in questions back in the day? Wow, early days of TNA and stuff like this, and it'd be like, is there ever going to be like a US title or a TV title in TNA? And for quite a long time, they're like, no, more titles means each one means less. And TNA were like, we're going to have the NWA World title, we're going to have the TNA X Division title, and we're going to have the tag title. And then suddenly they were like, well, we've got the Global Championship, or whatever it was first called, I forget, the Legends Championship, and then it became the TV Championship, and they've got multiple championships, and now AEW have got so many titles as well. Whereas when AEW started, it took them months and months and months before they even brought in the TNT title. For quite a long time, there was the women's title, there was the tag title, and there was the world title. But now there's the Ring of Honor titles, there's the trios, there's the international, there's the FTW championship. Everything feels kind of
Championship.
The what?
The real world championship.
Well, that one's gone apparently. But yeah. So yeah. Any other thoughts on any of that, guys?
Well, it's not really anything on that, but there is a rant that I've got a little bit built up for AEW, because I do like AEW a lot, and I do think it's better. I do think it's generally better than WWE at the moment in terms of things. That's just my opinion. But there are some things that I think when they get things right, they do get things right. I think Grand Slam was a pretty good show all in this week. All in.
Yeah.
Because you had the brilliant opener with Claudio and Eddie finally beating Claudio and getting the ROH title, which is a great moment. Even the women's match was pretty good, was okay as well. And Toni Storm, I think, is doing a fantastic job with her new character work and all that stuff. I think it's just a brilliant character. Jericho and Sammy, whatever. The main event, MJF and Joe, was really good too. But I think there are things. I mean, you said a moment ago about how AEW want to be the new WCW in terms of things like that. This is not the rant, but one thing they need to really rein in is the constant imagery of things that have happened in the past in other companies. So you've got, for instance, when MJF did the Steiner Math promo the other week. It was a funny moment, but he did it so verbatim that it kind of I didn't feel very organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the ending of the Sammy and Jericho match, where Sammy does the kick to the balls and Jericho falls exactly the same way that Shawn Michaels did to him at WrestleMania 19, which is totally a playoff of that. It's like, come on, let's just do something that's not like a total like pastiche or imagery of this of a previous thing.
Dave, let me just ask you that. Like, is this somewhat CM Punk's fault? Like, actually recreating moments in the match was such a thing that he brought in?
Well, as Adam Page put it, a masturbatory performance or whatever. So
Yeah,
called
masturbatory Bret Hart
it's
recreation.
getting a bit silly with some bits. It's like one or two every now and then is okay, but when there's so many of them, it's ridiculous. I mean, even Mike Bennett did a little bit with the hospital scene on a Rampage on Grand Slam the other day, where he went, "Well, I'll take it from here, nurse," to get the nurse out there, which is the line from the Austin McMahon bedpan bit. But you've got. So, as side note, character work. Who would have thought that Roderick Strong would be the funniest character on AEW television?
I know.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. That scene was brilliant. That scene was really, really funny with him doing the whole raise up.
Oh my God, what's wrong? Did you hear Taz? Did you hear Taz? Like at the end, because the bed makes this really weird noise. It's like,
what kind of place are they in?
And like you hear Taz, and I can't remember exactly what he says, but he sounded really concerned. He's like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with that bed?"
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, Taz is doing the whole thing of like really like bit of backing up Roderick Strong. Anyway. But anyway, my rant. Okay, so
yeah, go for it.
Okay, so if anyone's watching hasn't seen the Rampage spoiler, I haven't seen all of Rampage spoilers or anything like that, but there was an article that came up saying MJF's match for Wrestle Dream has been confirmed, but it might not be who you think it is. So I was naturally like intrigued as to what it was. So basically, this article revealed. Sergi, are you all right? I can hear just like. Sergi, are you okay?
I'll mute it for a second, just so that we can go for it.
Okay, I hope he hasn't like passed out. Anyway, so, no, okay. So Rampage spoilers. Spoiler alert. I don't know the results of everything. I do want to watch it, but I do know the result of one of the matches, which is a 4-way tag team match for #1 contenders to the Ring of Honor tag titles. So it's a match between the Hardys, the Righteous, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, Kingdom, and Best Friends. So there was a promo about this. Okay, there was a promo during Grand Slam about it. Best Friends were saying, "Oh, MJF and Adam Cole claim you're being best friends and things like that, but we're the real best friends," that sort of thing. Okay, so that's like a link to like possibly get a title shot. Okay, you've got the Hardys. You know, I've said my piece about the Hardys on the show before, and particularly with Jeff, but I'll still say they are a legendary team and could easily, have that name attraction for certain big time matches. They could easily be put into that match against Better Than You, Baby. But you think about the fact the Kingdom are in this match. They're involved in the storyline with MJF and Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. They're involved in that situation. They naturally, in my opinion, are the ones who would be in this match. And they're naturally the ones to take the tag titles off of Cole and MJF.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert, the Righteous won the match. And they're going to Wrestle Dream to wrestle MJF and Adam Cole. Why? Why the fuck are they the ones wrestling them? They've had they've been on TV for about 3 or 4 weeks. They had like 2 promos, most of which was them doing their C-level Bray Wyatt tribute act, which is just them talking nonsense and gibberish for a little bit in this sort of like southern accent thing, with Vincent constantly clicking his fingers like he's an extra in West Side Story. And it's just, they don't make any sense being in there. And I was actually really angry that they just cleanly beat the Hardys on Collision last week, because I was like, who are these guys? They've had nothing to build up these guys on television at all. And they're in one battle royal one week where they've like had a little altercation with the Hardys, and the next week they're beating them clean. And it's like, even though I'm thinking, you know what, the Hardys deserve better than that in terms of just that sort of thing. But then just suddenly go, oh, we're going to put you in this pay-per-view match with the most over people in the company right now, in Cole and MJF. It just doesn't make any sense at all to me. And so that's my rant. And the thing about that as well is the FTR doing these open challenges with these tag teams that haven't had any TV time either. The Workhorsemen came out literally to "Who Are You" chants on the TV last week.
Yeah,
they've got to stop doing that. It's like I said earlier, they've got this massive roster, but they can't just pick them out and plonk them on TV and expect them to be like get a reaction. I was like, oh no, it's those guys that we saw on Dark like years ago, because Dark's not on anymore.
I think one of the problems is, and it's something I've said like in our chat, is that Tony Khan thinks that everyone knows what he knows.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you remember, I don't know if it was Double or Nothing, whatever the first AEW pay-per-view was, when the Dark Order, like the Super Smash Brothers, debuted, they were chanting, "Who are you?"
Mm.
And like, I think that if it was, I don't think it was like All In before that, but like Excalibur, whoever was doing commentary. So, oh my goodness, it's the Dark Order. And I was like, I don't know who these guys are.
You couldn't even say who they were because they didn't have their name at that point. They weren't called Dark Order.
Oh, okay, fine.
They were Super Smash Brothers. They were like Uno and Dos or whatever. But I don't think Excalibur could actually say who they were because they hadn't decided what their AEW name was going to be.
And
I've said, oh my god, these guys know these guys. Yeah, these guys are. Yeah.
But like when it was like Dream Match, Omega versus Vikingo, I was like, who is this guy? I've never heard Dream Match. He's got 2,000 followers on Twitter. I was like, this isn't a dream match. He's unknown. Now, I've got here. Okay, so what is the story? What is Wrestle Dream? It sounds a terrible name. Where's that name come from?
It's on October the 1st, and it's the anniversary of Antonio Inoki's passing. So I thought it was going to be like another cross with New Japan, but the only thing they've got at the moment that's a cross with New Japan is Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, that's the only crossover one they've got at the moment. Everything else so far is it's all good matches. You've got Page versus Swerve and Aussie Open versus FTR. But then, as I say, they've split in this other match for the ROH tag titles, and it just doesn't make any sense to me as a match. And I thought it was going to be another crossover show, but apparently
I thought so as well. That's what I mean. Like the lineup so far is, like you say, it's Danielson versus Sabre Jr., Hangman Page versus Swerve, FTR versus Aussie Open.
Which you know from being there last time they wrestled is a good match.
It is a good match, actually. So in that sense, you could say it's a New Japan match, but not really. And then Cole and MJF versus the Righteous. And it's like, why are they going with this idea of not having world title matches on their pay-per-views now?
It's kind of a bit worrisome if they're going. This is the reason why the ratings just keep fluctuating all over the place. A few weeks ago it was their lowest. This last week was like a much higher rating because of the Grand Slam. So they've and you can't even ask Tony about it because as soon as he gets a question even relating to CM Punk, he just goes, "Oh, I can't really talk about that at the moment, but we're having such a good run of matches at the moment. Regular shows, we've got this turning up."
It was around All In where Tony Khan was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm just like the people like the pay-per-view matches, so I don't have to do long-term story booking anymore." It's like, what? Your whole ethos for this company was that you're going to do long builds and all that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a shame. Like, I've got a lot of faith in the future of AEW, but I think like one of my theories on it is that when it started, there was like Cody, there was the Bucks, there was Kenny, there was Tony Khan, and you heard about, oh, we've got WhatsApp groups and we're just saying all these ideas. And then at a certain point, I think it was after whatever happened with like the Dark Order attacking Dustin Rhodes and the punches were missing, and people were like, "This is just terrible." Tony Khan was like, "No, I'm booking things. I'm taking more of a tight control," and things seem to improve. And it was like, well, yeah, it's because the team you've got around you aren't necessarily up for the challenge. These aren't necessarily your circle of trust. And again, I don't mean to keep comparing it to WWE learn. But like WWE are like at this level after 50 years of sports entertainment, whereas AEW are trying to be at this level when it's like, well, Tony Khan, you don't even know any of your generals. When you think of like what Vince or even Triple H have got around them, and it's like, well, you think, oh, there's Patterson and Briscoe, there's Bruce Pritchard, there's Laurinaitis, there's Jim Ross. It's like, yeah, but you put this team together over 30 years. So it's a well-oiled machine. Whereas Tony Khan, he'd got like the Young Bucks, who, and like when you look at early AEW stuff, and I've said this before, there was so much overlap in someone would do a spot in this match, someone's got this gimmick, and there was so many things all over the place. They kind of need like a continuity editor just to make sure that all of the pieces fit together, not just, well, I do this on the indies and it really works. And like I think the best example of that is Orange Cassidy. Like, I think the concept of I quite like Orange Cassidy generally, but I think the concept of Orange Cassidy that you've seen in AEW has repaired a lot of what I don't like about him when I've seen him from the indies, because I've seen stuff on the indies where he'll do his kicks and that and people sell it, whereas the idea is in AEW, which I think that what they've mostly done right, is he'll go like this to Sting, and Sting's just looking at him like, what's this? And then he'll really hit him, and it's like, you could, on the indies where everyone's seeing it for the first and only time because it's not on TV, you could do his shtick and get away with it, but you can't put that on TV every single week, because it's like, well, he's been doing this thing for the last month and we've seen it, But anyway, I don't. Oh, Assad is back. Right, let's play another game, guys. Just because I said we'd do a theme tune game, and I can feel that Assad's brain is melting as we're discussing All Elite Wrestling from the year 2023. Assad, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
So, Assad, Sarajit, Dave, we're going to do the theme tunes round, which will take us one step closer to working out who is our Slam Jam champion of the week. Now, once again, the way this will work is you hum a theme tune. If someone is able to guess it, then they get a point, I guess, basically. So, who would like to go first? Anyone? Okay, go on, Dave.
Okay.
Sarajit, what's your guess?
Goldberg.
Goldberg. No, okay. Assad, did you have a guess?
Lita?
No.
So carry on.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, hang on, keep going.
I'm not even sure what I'm doing now.
Oh my god, I feel it's not the hardest, is it?
No, not the hardest.
No? Okay.
Oh, no. Right.
No, okay, no idea, Dave.
I'll give you a clue. Sarajit was actually very close.
What did Sarajit say? What did you say, Sarajit?
Goldberg. You're half right.
Gilbert?
Wrong half.
Oh, Goldust.
Goldust, there we go.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Assad, do you have one for us?
Oh my god, okay.
Assad, you wanted this.
You should have been prepared.
You wanted this.
Okay.
Paul Heyman.
Okay, Sarajit, what's your guess?
Generic wrestler.
Generic wrestler. Buzz.
That is the correct answer. No, Dave, go for it.
I was going to say Ahmed Johnson.
Ooh.
That is the correct answer, yes.
Ooh, yes, awesome stuff. Okay,
I sort of butchered it, but I tried to be as close as possible.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, here's my one, if I can remember. Boom, bum, 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 boom. Bum, 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 bum.
Buzz.
Yes, Dave.
Was it Attitude Era Big Boss Man?
It is the Attitude Era Big Boss Man. Love it. Well done there, Dave. Okay, Sarajit, do you have one for us?
Okay, let's see if I can do it properly. No, I'm not doing it properly. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Dave, do you have another?
I can remember it. I'm trying to remember it. In my head. It's in my head. No, I've got it in my head. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay.
Freeze. This sounds like the hardest as well.
It's not the hard.
The Road Warriors.
Not the Road Warriors, no.
Oh, I see what you mean though with a brrrr. Right, okay.
Yeah.
It basically goes like that for ages.
Okay, can you go give us one more rendition, please, Dave?
Okay, right, just it. Okay, so I'll give you a clue. Right, it's this person's older theme in this company, but his current theme in the company sort of starts similarly with the.
Sarji?
The Legion of Doom.
No, current theme. No,
Okay.
they're not very current.
I don't think we know, Dave. Give it to us.
It's John Moxley's AEW theme, his first AEW theme.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, I know this. Okay, right. Assad, do you have one?
Okay, I have a fairly simple one. Okay, but I'm gonna complicate it with my humming. Okay, I'm gonna complicate it with my humming. Okay.
Complicated humming. Yeah, new album from Asaka.
Yeah. Fuck.
Why are you adding a P to your hum?
Okay. Okay. So I'm not gonna hum. Okay. I'm gonna do.
You can do the lyrics.
Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Buzz.
Yes.
The inner workings of Asakan's mind.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna make it very simple. Okay, it's very super simple. In fact, I'm gonna give you the start of this song also. Okay, it's gonna be like da 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 da. Yes.
Oh, I know who it is.
It's very simple, but I'm changing it up.
Buzz.
Yes, Dave.
Oh my God. Yeah, go
Is it? Ooh, Chavo.
Oh
Yes!
my God. Yes.
There we go.
Very good. Oh my God.
Sorry, G, have you got one?
Okay. I'll do one. I'll do
Okay.
one. Bah. Ba-na-na, na-na-na, 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 na.
I'm gonna wait for these guys to get it. I know.
Na,
exactly.
na, 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 na. All about that. Okay, no. The remix.
Buzz.
Okay.
Yes, Buzz.
Go on, Assad.
Oh,
Go on,
Assad.
can you do it?
The Basham Brothers.
Oh, okay, Dave Green.
Well, as you added that bit at the end, it's better than you, baby.
Yes, absolutely. It was MJF, guys.
MJF.
So this is what happened when you don't watch AEW. Okay, let's see.
Guys, I
Let's
have a
do one
challenge
more
for you
round.
guys. Just take a very simple and a very obvious one and complicate
I've
it
got
by,
one.
singing it very differently like I did with the Chavo Guerrero one. It's super fun.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, go on, and Sarji. Undertaker. Dead man walking.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you know what? The very first time he had that theme, I don't know if they've like edited the DVD.
Mm.
But, like it was like just like the first layer of the music.
Yeah.
Like it's when it started. Dum, 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 dum,
Judgment Day 2002.
That like dong. That's so good. I was like, oh wow, what's this theme? And then it was a da 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 da, and it was awful.
Yeah.
That's when he beat Hogan. Yeah, and then obviously they then added in the guitar and I want he's done it now. Yeah, and they added all this other stuff in, and it became really good. But the very first time he used it was awful.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
just guitar.
Okay, I have
playing.
one. I have one. Very simple one, but I'm going to complicate it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. No. Sorry. I just
That sounded like a Bollywood song.
something else came out. Okay. So okay. More, 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 more,
You can keep that to
more,
yourself.
more. Yes.
Sarji, what's your guess?
I'm saying that he should keep it to yourself. The muahs.
More, 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 more.
Buzz.
Yes.
Is it The Rock?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
I just suddenly heard the wah, 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 wah. I was like, okay, I think it's The Rock. I was wondering if it was going to be main event-ish Jey Uso, but yeah.
Okay, hang on. Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Ba ba da ba ba. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba ba. Ba ba ba
Buzz.
Sarji.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sami Zayn.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Shall we do one more round? I can't
Yeah.
imagine what anyone's listening to the podcast version of this, just audio.
There's a podcast version of this?
Yeah, there always has been.
Is
Right.
there? I've never seen it come on my feed.
Right, okay. Anyone else?
Okay. I'll do one really quick one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it complicated.
I'll try. Okay.
I apologize to the podcast listeners.
John Morrison?
John Morrison. No.
I've no
Yeah,
idea.
do that again.
Oh, Isaac Yankem.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow. Okay.
Oh, wow. I was almost gonna guess Takeshka, but like on a different pitch. Like, remember we were at all
It's a
in.
speeded up version.
And I was like, what the hell is this theme? And it was like, brrr. Yeah, it's awful, man.
Yeah, good done.
Okay,
All
let
right.
me see if I've got one more.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, go on then.
Okay.
More Muammas.
Why don't you take a cough syrup?
The laughing policeman.
Break the ground.
He needs a cough syrup.
That's right, but I honestly believe doing them without trying hard is enough to make it hard enough.
Okay, I'll just do syllables then. I'll just do weird syllables, okay? Okay. Za, 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 za. Za, 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 za.
That's just the same thing. I said the same star instead of
Za, 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 za. Za, 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 za. Za, 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 za. Za, 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 za.
Is it Chris Benoit?
No. Za, 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 za.
Da, 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 da.
It's all about the game.
Oh God! No
Oh my
way!
god. Okay, I'm going to do one which I'll be
more.
impressed if anyone gets it, and it'll probably be Dave if anyone.
Yeah, probably.
Banana, 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 boom. Da na 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 na.
Buzz.
Na. Okay, go on, Dave.
It's a theme of Jushin Liger.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Great,
Jushin
that's one
Thunder
of the best
Liger.
themes of all time.
Yeah, I love that theme. Okay. Anyone else got anything else they need to get out of their system?
Nah, I'm all right. I'm good.
if I could remember, I can't even remember how I wanted to do JRs, but I couldn't bring it to mind. The Oklahoma March. Yeah, well, then what happens? Something like that. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. Right, let's see if there's any other breaking news. I still have a few more questions we can ask, but this has been going a long time tonight, guys, so we can wrap it up whenever you want, to be honest. But let's see if there's any like breaking news in the world of wrestling, because as is typical when we do this show, it's like something big happened. So yesterday, obviously, we didn't do the show, and if we had, we'd have been right in the middle of all of the releases. Here's the thing on e-wrestling news on why AEW didn't stop the match after Jon Moxley was injured. Let's see what they say here. Following the match, he was okay, but during the bout, he realized something was off and called an audible. Since he was knocked out, neither Fenix nor Knox realized he was hurt. Well, that's what the referee should be noticing.
Yeah.
Are you responding? No. Oh, that's why we didn't stop the match.
Oh, did you read as well that Adam Cole apparently injured his ankle when he jumped down off the thing?
Yeah, what a CM Punk level of injury. People need to stop doing jumps that aren't as actually part of matches.
Oh my God, David, so
one other big story.
David, sir, are you forgetting something?
Yeah. What?
You did something earlier, the game on the show that I was suggesting.
Oh my God. Okay, hang on. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'll try to find that. I'll try to find it, Assad. I can't guarantee it.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so
let's give it a try, at least 3 or 4.
Right, bear with me.
Bear with me as well, guys. I'm just going to pop off a second.
Okay, right. So the thing I was going to say is, Saraji Assad, give me your thoughts on this. One of the emerging news stories at the moment is that WWE have been sold to Endeavor, to UFC. They're now merged with UFC. They're now TKO, and already it sounds as if that they're trying to get rid of Vince. That they have, they're basically going to Ted Turner Vince out of the company as soon as it's sold. When WCW, when Ted Turner did a deal with Time Warner being sold to Warner Brothers or whatever it was, that suddenly it was that Ted Turner had no power, and that's why WCW was shut down almost immediately after the deal was done. Is it the same deal in WWE being sold, that instantly they're trying to get rid of Vince? And do you think Vince didn't come up with any sort of safety net to prevent this from happening? Imagine if they tried to get rid of Vince and Vince suddenly has some cooling off period, or he can try to snatch it back, or are they actually going to force Vince out? And if they force Vince out, I can't see how Triple H is going to stay in power, because he's part of the family.
So I think Vince has a lot of experience in this regard, and he definitely has some safety net going on. So I don't think that he's going to lose his power, but he might lose money is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I don't know enough about this story to really comment on it. All I can say is I don't know if Triple H would be in that much trouble going, because he's already sort of, I don't know, he's proving himself on the booking side of things, I think, in the last year. So any reason why he wouldn't stay on?
If for some reason TKO manages to get Vince out of the company, then I'm very sorry to say, then this will be the end of WWE.
If Vince is gone, you think it's the end of the WWE?
Yes, because Vince is the only McMahon who is a board of director in TKO group. I mean, Triple H is not in the board of director group.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They may have positioned it that way. So McMahon was like the lone wolf there, and now if they get rid of Vince, then they've got the company, and they may not be keeping anyone else at all.
Also, if you see the past history between WWE and WCW, Vince Russo used to be a part of WWE creative team, but he was controlled by Vince McMahon. But after he went to WCW, there was no one to control him. And I think that happened after they kicked out Ted Turner.
No, that was before.
You sure about that? Because I think
100%. No, 100%. When Ted Turner was out, then basically that was the end of WCW. They decided to sell up and get rid of it. What you might be thinking is Eric Bischoff was out. They brought in Vince Russo. And so then, like 6 months later, they brought Bischoff and Russo back because they got rid of Russo and brought in Kevin Sullivan for like a week. And then it was flip-flopping between Russo and then kind of no one. Then Bischoff came back with Fusion Media or whoever it was that were going to buy WCW. That fell through because the Turner people said, we're not even going to put wrestling on our channel. And so then the Fusion Media people backed away from it. And that's when McMahon came in and got it for $2 million.
that might be the case. TKO group could be going towards that direction as well. Who knows?
They
Maybe
wouldn't
Tony
buy
Khan.
it just to close it down. They wouldn't buy it to fold it, surely.
It's not unknown for someone to buy a company just to get rid of it.
Why would UFC want to get rid of WWE?
Well, I'm not saying it's not out of the realms of possibility that's the case. I'll just rebrand it entirely, which would be a mistake. I don't think they will rebrand it because they've still got that name value. So I don't think it'll be the end of it. It'll just be remodeled a huge amount.
I'm not saying that it will be I'm not saying that it will be end right now, but
that's literally what you said.
It will be like the beginning of the end.
Right. So, guys,
Also,
go on.
there's a possibility that Shane McMahon might buy the $3 billion worth of shares and
he'll turn up on TV.
turn up on TV on Monday Night Raw.
The name on the contract says McMahon.
Okay, wasn't that a perfect example?
Shit, sorry.
Wasn't that the perfect example of how Tony Khan doesn't get that not everyone knows wrestling as well as him? That when he bought Ring of Honor, he literally like, it's not Shane. And then no one reacted to it. No one got what you meant.
Okay, I think no one reacted to it because of the way he said it. Okay, and there's something called delivery as well. Okay, he just said it as if it's just a throwaway statement. I mean, if you put a little heart to it, maybe it would have landed well and people would have understood what this was about. But he just said it. Oh no, this is not share. Oh, I'm a pussy.
Okay,
that's what he did.
Fair enough. Okay, so guys, I have prepared a game for us. Hopefully it will work. I'm going to say, let me stop this screen share. So now I need to do a screen share again. And let's see. So screen share. And now let's see what I've got here for you. So window, share. You're going to tell me whose haircut this is. So give me a buzz if you think you know. Assad.
A very young Brock Lesnar who is wearing spectacles.
You think so? That's your very specific guess.
Very specific guess.
Oh, no spectacles. He's not even that young.
Brock Lesnar.
Joe, I can't give you the point there, Assad.
What? I said Brock Lesnar. I just gave the extra detail that it was that picture of him.
There are no spectacles. No spectacles, no deal. You broke my heart with those spectacles. Right.
Oh my god.
Right, okay, hang on.
Give me half a point, David.
Okay. So let's bring on the next one. You got to buzz in and tell me who this is.
Not half points in wrestling.
Buzz.
Assad.
This is this guy, Tyler Bate.
Tyler
Hello?
Bate is incorrect answer.
No.
Surrogate.
Bray Wyatt.
Good guess. It's not. It's not. I'm afraid to say.
Buzz.
Dave.
Is it Masha Slamovich from Impact?
No, it's not. Okay, I'll say you've all had a guess. The unfortunate connection to Bray Wyatt is it's a wrestler we lost this year.
Oh, it's Jay. Oh.
Yeah. So Jay Briscoe. So I don't know if I can just click through. No, I can't click through to the next one. It'll put them full screen. So I've got to do this every time. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's zoom in. This I'm not going to lie, Assad. This was a really good idea. Right. Okay.
I'm going to do my idea next time, though.
You're going to what?
I'm going to do my idea. Photoshopping different hair on different wrestlers.
Okay, who is this?
Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren. No, it's not. Sarah G.
LA Knight.
No, it's not LA Knight.
Buzz.
Dave.
Matt Cardona?
No. Assad, do you have a guess?
I
Can't believe this. Assad's
He's muted.
Yeah, no. Assad, do you have a guess? No, he's not there. Right, I'll show you. It is Brother Brutus.
Brother Brutus.
Yeah, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Okay, let's see who.
Some hair around.
Yeah, exactly.
The sad part is that I was on mute and I was trying to guess it. You guys couldn't hear it.
Who were you trying to guess?
Not that guy, but yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, this one I think you're going to get. So fingers on the buzzers.
Buzz.
Assad was first.
Carlito.
Is the correct answer.
Okay,
well done. So let's give you the point there.
Deuce.
Right. So let's bring up our next one. Oh, a couple of ways I could go with this. Let's see how much I can zoom in. Okay. Again, I think you're going to get this one. Get ready on these buzzers.
Mm-hmm. Buzz.
It's Dave.
Yokozuna?
It is Yokozuna.
Hey.
Okay, let's remove that. So, Dave, you get the point. And let's see who we have next for you guys. Some of these pictures are super low resolution.
So this is going to be good on the audio version of the podcast too.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus! I've just absolutely crapped up. Audience who are just listening, I apologize. Make sure, hang on, audience, make sure you go over to youtube.com/@SlamJam Wrestling Show and you'll be able to see what the hell we're talking about. Okay, I forget who buzzed first.
Buzz.
Sarah G.
Rikishi.
Is the correct answer.
Oh, well, no, I thought it was Ziggler.
Oh, wow. That would have been fun to have that incorrect guess. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's quickly remove it. I've got a few more of these. We'll see how many we do. Okay, good. This one will be good. Oh, I can only show a certain portion of this one.
All right.
Buzz.
Sarah G.
The Miz.
No, incorrect answer.
Yeah, I thought the Miz as well.
Buzz.
Oh, Sarah G.
Kevin Owens.
Yes, is the correct answer. Kevin Owens. Okay, let's give you that point there. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be fun. And boom. Can we tell who this is?
Buzz.
Assad.
Harley Race.
Harley Race. No, it is not.
Buzz.
Sarajit.
Mae Young.
It is not the correct answer.
Buzz.
Dave.
Margaret Thatcher.
No.
Buzz.
Sarajit.
The Fabulous Moolah.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Oh, I thought you were
I was going to say Nick
so close with Mae Young. But okay,
yeah.
let's
Mae Young has less controversy.
This one I'm excited about. Okay, and go.
Oh, Buzz.
Dave.
I had this in my head as someone you picked for this one. It's Tyson Kidd.
Is the correct answer. Worst haircut, perhaps, in the history of wrestling.
I was thinking who I'd pick for that round.
That is, I'm definitely going to do that article, actually. Worst haircut in professional wrestling history. Okay, let's... I'm trying to think if there's some other particularly good ones. Okay, this one's a bit low resolution, but we'll have to go with that.
Buzz.
Sarajit.
Buzz. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Is the correct answer.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, so Sarah G.
It's not a
get the point.
haircut, but okay.
Well, it's
I know.
yeah, it's got to count.
I ain't joking.
Right. Okay. Oh, they're getting quite fun now. I'm not going to lie. Let's see if you can get this one. And
Buzz.
Dave.
Manta.
Oh, do you know what? I was half hoping that you said like the angle would make someone say that it was Hawk, but yes, Manta. Right. What a unbelievable. He passed away this year, didn't he?
Quite recently, yeah.
Yeah, sad. Okay,
he was a good wrestler. Actually, he was very underrated. Character was awful, but the actual wrestler.
Okay, I don't know if this is the last one, but we're going to go with it.
Underrated as well. I think my dinner's gonna be ready soon. So
Okay, let's see if you can get this one.
Buzz.
Sarajit.
Sensational Sherry.
No. Really good guess. Dave.
Andy Kaufman.
No, good guess.
Buzz.
Oh, okay.
Assad.
Is that Kurt Angle's wig?
No, it's not. Really good guess.
That's a good
Really
guess.
good guess.
Buzz.
Guys, I have to get
Okay,
something.
Sarajit.
Miss Elizabeth.
No. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. You're going to be surprised.
What the hell?
It's the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Okay, let's see if I've got one more. Actually, I've got a bunch more, but let's go on to a good one. Actually, this one's a little okay. Well, let's see what you make of this one.
Yes, Buzz.
Sarajit.
Veer Mahan.
It is Veer. He's coming.
Hey, he came to India.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, good for Veer. He didn't get released.
I don't think he's gonna get released.
Yeah. How about that? Well, you know, he was coming for a long time, and you know, he didn't get released. Right. So good for him. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Can I not skip?
Is that it?
That might be the end of my list. Oh no, that is the end. Okay, I do have one more. Let's see if you can get this.
Buzz.
Sarajit.
Shane McMahon.
No, good guess though.
Buzz.
Dave.
Vince McMahon.
No.
Buzz.
Assad.
Damien Sandow playing Vince McMahon.
No. See, okay, does that help you?
Oh, Buzz.
Dave.
Is it Triple H playing Vince McMahon?
No. Does that help you? Zooming out slightly.
Apparently not.
Buzz.
Oh, Buzz.
Assad was first.
It's The Rock.
No.
Buzz.
Dave?
Do I know the answer? Yeah. LA Knight.
No.
Ah.
Have we got it yet?
Oh, Buzz.
Dave.
Adam.
Yes,
It's Roderick
it's
Strong.
Roderick Strong. Okay, right. So let's have a look here.
By the way, thank you for explaining my joke last week very, very well.
Yeah, apparently you did, like you couldn't hear it on the stream.
Well, no, I was talking about the guys in there. You can just sit out, hear me in the
Oh,
distance.
okay,
Hear
fair
what I said.
play.
You have to painstakingly explain the joke.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, guys, let me just quickly see. Is there anything else burning that any hot takes or anything you want to talk about on the show? Otherwise, we will begin to say that we are wrapped up.
No, I've got a hot dinner that's waiting for me inside, so I'd like to.
Okay, yeah.
We
We played the games, and this is approaching probably the longest Slam Jam we've ever ended up doing.
We've been on air for nearly an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So, on that note, then, guys, I can reveal that we did have a winner tonight.
Ooh.
It was very close. In third place, Sarajit with 12 points. In second place with 17 points was Assad. And in first place with 18 points was Dave. So well done, Dave. Well done.
If only I
Um,
was not on mute.
Oh yeah, there you go. If only you were not on mute. Well, it'll give you have a chance to redeem it. So, guys, let's very quickly go around and find out where we can find everyone on social media. Starting with Assad, where can the people find you?
You can find me in some really dark places.
Cool.
Great, good for you. Sarajit, where can the people find you?
You can definitely find me in a brighter place called Instagram, and it's at
Amazing.
Fluffy Cosplayer.
Yeah, we definitely need to work on our social media game, guys. Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter because I refuse to call it X at Dagrino, or find me David Anthony Green everywhere else for professional stuff and acting stuff and all that improv stuff and all that good stuff. And you can find me here on Extreme Improv every now and then. Laughter Academy in Southend for improv shows. And yeah, just follow me on that stuff on davidanthonygreen.com and I'll tell you where I am.
Okay, my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. I'll also remind you to check out everything we do, Slam Jam related. Go to extreme.tv/wrestling. You'll be able to find a bunch of articles and stuff. Slam Jam YouTube channel. Make sure you smash that button there. I've got a ton of stuff that I'm working on Slam Jam related, all of which will start to be revealed in the very near future. So with that, from me, from everyone else, stay safe. Always stay extremed, and ciao for now, you Slam Jam bronies. Bye, biznitches. Boom, and we're off the air.